Hospitals that abuse children, that mutilate their genitals in the name of trans ideology, are finally, blessedly being shut down. Vanderbilt, for example, closed its youth gender clinic after the Daily Wire exposed them. In Tavistock, in Great Britain, the government closed a gender reassignment clinic after they got sued by thousands of parents. So litigation stops mutilation, and these kinds of closures are about to become more common. Our friend Harmeet Dillon is now representing a young woman called Chloe Cole, a biological woman who was told she could become a man surgically. Now Harmeet and Cole are suing the doctors who did this to her. Harmeet Dillon is the chairwoman of the Republican National Lawyers Association, and she's joined by Chloe Cole. Thank you both so much for coming on. Chloe, first to you, tell us why you're suing.
It's a medical malpractice case. I want to hold the adults who put me in harm's way accountable because, I mean, what happened to me is horrible, but it's also, it didn't only happen to me. That's the worst part. It's happening to children all over the U.S., all over the West, and it's spreading all over the world. And
yes.
I want to be able to create a precedent for other people who have been in my situation to find justice themselves.
How?
Okay. So, this is something that's becoming normal in our society, where, transitioning is normal now. We see it all the time. But to normalize having a child make such a huge decision has such a big impact in their life for the rest of their lives, right? That's something that changes every part of them, like from being able to have a kid of their own in the future, from having their hormones changed and the psychological effect that has on the body and the physical effect as well. Those are big impacts from making this type of a decision. But, she's suing the doctors that performed this surgery on her, which rightly so, because this is not something that should have been carried out on a child. But my question is this: what happens to the parents? The parents who allowed her to make such a huge decision, what happens to them? Right? Because to allow a child to make this magnitude of a decision is, I don't know, for me, that's a crime. But, they probably didn't know what to do when it comes to dealing with whatever she was going through. So let's keep going anyways.
How old were you when you were told by a doctor that you could become a different sex?
I was 12.
Yeah. You were 12 years old. And did you, I assume at 12 you believe what a doctor tells you.
And my parents trusted them as well. My parents, they started referring, I was 12 years old when I first expressed to them that I had distress with my gender, with being female, and that I wanted to transition to male. And they were concerned, and they wanted what was best for me, but they weren't really sure what to do with me, so they sought professional help. And from then on, I was basically affirmed in my gender identity without any questioning from any medical professionals, and they pushed transitioning as the way to treat gender dysphoria.
Yeah. So like the first thing shouldn't be, oh yeah, let's just perform surgery. Right? The first thing should be, psychological, like trying to figure out what is the underlying cause for that feeling that they might be having, and really finding ways to let the child understand the magnitude of such a decision, and ways that they can probably deal with however they feeling uh, in that moment, so that they can manage it, they can cope with it. But just to push surgery, it can't be for the best interest of the child. This is something that I think this is something that's it's about money. It has to be about money. It can't be for the best interest of the child, or for the parents, or for the society. You know what I mean? So this is, I mean, it's sad to see what she has gone through, and just to imagine how she might be feeling every day, having this over her head. Like, it's something that, it really touches me, because this is her reality now, and what she has to deal with because of that decision, that uh, to perform surgery on a child. Anyways, let's keep going.
It's so upsetting. It's hard even to ask you questions, but I'll ask you one more. They committed surgery on you.
Yes. When I was 15 years old, I had a double mastectomy. They removed both of my breasts, and
Yeah. Oh, both
I will
boobs
never
gone.
have them back. I will
Both boobs gone, so she can't breastfeed her kids. If she could have kids, she couldn't breastfeed them. You know what I mean? So, I mean, at the time when she was doing it, it seemed like the right thing to do for her, but she was a kid. And like I said before, when we're young, our emotions are all over the place. One day we think the sky is is falling down on us, and then the other day we realize it's not actually coming down on us. It stays where it is, right? One day we might think that we're invincible, and then the next day we'll realize, well, we're human just like everybody else. Our feelings are all over the place when we are young. So it's such a big decision to allow a child to make, and it shouldn't be happening.
as an adult, I never will be able to breastfeed whatever children I will have. I don't even know if, because I was put on puberty blockers and testosterone at only 13 years old, I don't know if I'll even be able to conceive a child naturally.
Yeah.
How do you feel
Because
about
I made
that
an
now?
adult decision as a child.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable this could happen in America. How old are you now, and how do you feel about what they did to you?
I'm 18 years old now, and quite frankly, I am devastated with what has happened to me. It's been very hard to cope with the loss of my breasts, and it's affected other areas of my health as well. I'm really not sure about the overall picture of my reproductive health, and the treatments have made me very, very sickly, actually.
Harmeet, just in 10 seconds, how can this be legal?
Well, Tucker, the Center for American Liberty, which is representing Chloe here, believes it is illegal. Our website at libertycenter.org has the letter, very detailed letter that details all of the medical symptoms that Chloe has and the medical malpractice and, frankly, mutilation that was perpetrated by these medical professionals. We intend to stop it, and we want to hear from other people who have had these problems as well. We intend to shut these barbaric and unnatural practices down.
God bless you for doing that. I mean it. Thank you. Harmeet Dillon, Chloe Cole, I'm so sorry. Thanks.
Yeah. It's shocking to say the least, right? Because this is happening to a lot of people in our society, and there are more of these cases coming up where kids are confused because of whatever they're going through. They're feeling a certain way, and they are making decisions for a child, regardless of what the parents say sometimes, right? And they're making these decisions for a child, something that would affect them for the rest of their lives. See, you can't drive until you're a certain age. It varies in different cities, different countries. You can't smoke, buy cigarette until you're a certain age. You can't drink until you are at a certain age. So why is it that you're allowing a child to go through such a big decision at such a young age? Their brain's not fully matured yet. They don't understand fully what is happening to them. You should allow them to get to the point where they can make that decisions and not look back. Like this girl here, she's looking back. She's gotten what she wanted, but it turns out it wasn't what she wanted at all. And now she wants to go back to being who she was naturally born to be. You should allow people to make these decisions as adults, not as children. That is my take on it. Let me know what you think, what your views are about this topic in the comments. And yeah, it's a really touching one for me. It's a sad topic because, you know, I have kids, and I hate to see something like this happen to them, and something that would mess up their well-being for the rest of their lives, right? It shouldn't happen. Anyways, I'm out of here.